Welcome. It is I once again, the great. What the hell's my name? That doesn't matter. It's about 3 in the morning. I'm partially drunk. Now let's get into something that I've truly noticed, or truly really have always wanted to know. And that is, let me explain a little bit. I am one for all type of art. I am one for all types of art, whether it be simple or extremely complex. But something you can only go and make art, say digital art, so many times before you say this doesn't look right, or at least am I missing something? And when it comes to my digital art, it's pretty. The colors are pretty flat, and even when I add shading, the shading is kind of flat. At least nowadays, I've always felt like something was just missing, and I just didn't know what. Thanks to a band I like to call Gorillas, I now know what was missing. But for so long, I never understood what it truly was that I was missing until it hit me a few days ago. A grain filter. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look. Let's take this sexy looking picture right here. Just immerse yourself in that picture. Look at that glossy shininess of the guy's face. Smooth ass face. Beautifully smooth face. But then you have the jump over to the newer albums, and you see a drastic change in art direction. For one, that smooth, shiny, flat face over there isn't so smooth and flat, but instead now has all this detail in it, and not detail in terms of shading. Well, it does have a crap ton of shading. I admit phase 2 was like the big shift, and from there you knew where they were going. But what I mean is that in that effort of detail, to get more detail, they implemented one more trick to help mess with the eyes a bit, and that was to give it a photo grain effect. So if we take the original image, look at it, just look at that sleek smoothness, compare it to, say, this art right here, you could tell the difference. And if we zoom in just a bit, you could tell like all the little bit of graininess. It's a little hard to notice, but with a careful eye and a look in the shadows or the shading, you could clearly tell like some kind of blurred graininess along the shading. And for a while, I've always wondered, how the hell did they do that? And that's what I'm going to show you today, in my very drunken, ranting mood right now. So, we're going to hop in here. Just ignore that. We're going to hop in here, and let me use an image. Let me find an image really quick. Now, this might take a little while. But I haven't really been making a whole lot of digital art as of recently, because of and I'm not even gonna bullshit my way out of that. I'm just gonna say my tablet broke again. Or it wasn't the tablet that broke, but it was the pen that broke. Like, you see, I'm very cheap when it comes to these tablets, and I always get the ones that are just, kind of. Yeah, the last one was alright, but so I'm gonna start off on a real simple image, just so I could show you guys what I truly mean when it comes to where is it? Okay, so we're gonna start on a real simple image, because there's not really, it's very hard to show with just like say something that's extremely detailed. So we're gonna go with this picture of Lucy. Now this picture of Lucy is rather nice. It's very simple, very straightforward, but I fucking despise how smooth that skin is. Like it's fucking disgusting in my eyes. Just look at how smooth everything is. So before we, I'm sorry, Lucy. Before we get into what I like to call the photo grain effect, we're just gonna smooth out some of these, cause this God, I forgot what I was talking about. These effects can only oh no, I'm blurring out. God damn it, I'm blurring out some of the darker lines. Okay, so this image, this effect can only God damn it, I'm blurring everything. Okay, we gotta go deeper, guys. So this technique can only truly work, at least the way I've used it, if you have a bit of blurring going on already. So harsh lines is a no-no coming with when it comes to film grain, unless you could work it real good. So you just want to blur out those harsh lines just a bit. Okay, so now that we're back after smoothing everything, I just want to say it's really weird. Oh, we haven't smoothed everything. There we go. Now looking back, Lucy looks really weird in this form of smoothing because there's a lot of smoothing going on around a very cartoonish character. So what you're gonna want to do, this is the important part. Listen. This is the important part here. I don't care what anyone says. This is the important part. You want to start a new raster layer. It has to specifically be a raster layer. Or if you're using the crappy Photoshop mobile, I use that half the time. It barely runs on my phone. You're gonna wanna start a new layer. Go to the filter, and in my case, if you see right here where it says filter, go to draw and Perlin noise. Now, the thing I do that takes great effect is usually just reducing the scale all the way to 1, getting that shit as dark as possible. This doesn't make any sense, but just as long as you have really small grain, a really small grain effect. And let's see, what was the other thing that I got out of it? Okay. We're gonna hover over here to the operation object tool right here where my cursor is going, or I don't even know if my cursor's showing, but we're gonna free transform that shit, and then oh wait, no, that was not supposed to happen. Now I'm gonna be the very first to say this isn't the definitive end-all technique, but what I will say is that this is something that you can mess around with. Now, you got a full layer of grain, but how do we take that full layer of grain and turn it into something nice? Well, I'll show you. You put overlay. Yeah, you definitely put overlay on it. Oh shit, I think it's gonna freeze. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, what you do, you put overlay on it. And oh my god, does that look nice. Well, not yet. Because what you want to do is you want to lower the opacity of that layer. Just enough so you could barely see the grain. But so that it's not just flat, useless skin. And there we go. Now, doesn't that look nice? You can legitimately mistake her for a real person with that photo. Great, my God, she looks so real. Now let's save that shit. Oh wait, save as Lucy Triple D with W the grain. I don't know. I don't know what the point of this tutorial was. I mean, it's just something that I found out about. Oh crap. I'll save it as another name. And then I'll switch the file over to Clip Studio file. I love Clip Studio. It's very versatile. Well, it actually wants to fucking work.